Thank you for joining us today. We're here at Oakland High School. We're here to talk about the overall team today. This is another episode of Go Wildcats with head coach Ryan Hall. Okay, Coach, so for today, let's spend a few minutes talking about the team as a whole. Break down the roster for us.
Yeah, we're a little bit top and bottom heavy. We got 13 seniors coming back, 6 juniors, 8 sophomores, and then a big freshman class of 14. And then also we've got between 15 and 17 in our 7th and 8th grade class. So, a little bit top heavy, but, hopefully over the years we can balance that back out a little bit.
So if you're top heavy, that means you also should have some experience. Tell us about returning starters. How does that look?
Yeah, if you look at, if there's 11 offensive, 11 defensive starters, we've got 18 of those 22 positions coming back that were starters last year for us. And some of those are the same guys, but essentially we've got 18 of 22 returners. On offense, Derek Hubbard, Caden Marchbanks, Jai Henderson, Denzel Chapman, Sean Douglas, Bubba Odom are all skill guys that are returning. Nick Hanley, Trey Thomas, and Hunter Davis return up front for us. And then AJ starts somewhere. He's going to play a lot of minutes in different places. Could be an offensive lineman, could play quarterback, could play wide receiver. We don't know that yet. Defensively, we've got 8 guys coming back with Ryan Shepard, AJ Odom, Jai Henderson, Caden Marchbanks, Derek Hubbard, Matthew Smith, and then Trey and Hunter up front. So a lot of guys coming back, and then a couple of guys that played a lot of meaningful minutes last year, like Rick Johnson, Eli Kilgore's another 10th grader that kind of Gavin Johnson. So we got some guys with some experience that didn't start but got a lot of playing time last year.
Okay, so among those returning starters, I believe you had a few who received some accolades from other entities last season. They come back. Tell us about them.
Yeah, we had, first of all, I want to kind of mention, we had 7 guys that probably one of the I'm most proud about is we had 7 guys maintain straight A's all the way throughout the school year. And so that's something that internally we reward our guys with as academic All-Americans. But we did have several make the Eagle Elite, which is our local papers team. AJ Odom was the Eagle Elite Defensive Player of the Year. Several make the All-Region 16. But we had 3 All-Staters, 2 first team and 1 second team. First team was A.J. Odom as a defensive end, Caden Marchbanks as a defensive back, and then Denzel Chapman was second team All-State as a wide receiver.
All right, so that's great to hear. They'll all be back. Now let's spend a few minutes just talking about the strengths of your team this season.
Yeah, no doubt. With that much experience, you got to hope that that's your biggest strength is guys who've played a lot of football. Not only did they start last year, but a lot of those guys started the year before. So we've had a lot of guys around here for 2 years play a lot of football, so that's the biggest strength. I think our quarterback wide receiver chemistry over the summer has really improved, and that'll be something that you'll see as a strength. And then defensively, obviously AJ coming back and Trey Thomas and Hunter are really great football players on that side of the ball. I think that's a strength is our linebacker core in our front.
If you've got any question marks, what would they be?
Yeah, we lost our kicker and punter, and Sam Smith and Christian Lopez, and our long snapper. So the operations of our special teams, we'll have to figure that out. And then we've still got some question marks up front that we've got to plug in and figure out who's going to start both offensively and defensively in those line spots.
All right, thank you for that overview of the team as a whole. We're going to take a moment to do a player spotlight, and if you'll catch us on the other side, we'll go through the schedule for this season. So for today's player spotlight, we're with senior offensive lineman Nick Hanley. Nick, let's talk about the entire team. How has the summer gone? How are your feelings about everyone?
Summer's been great. It's been astronomical. We've gotten after it this year, better than any year I've been here. It's incredible.
Well, good. We're glad to hear that. I know a big part of your summer was the boot camp experience. Tell us, what is boot camp? How have y'all responded?
Boot camp for us was a series of events that tested us physically and mentally. At first, it started sluggish until about the third day when we had drill sergeants come in one morning and take us through military training, basically. It was a rainy day, it was hard, but we fought through it. and we came out a better team on the other side, and that has shifted us into a different mode since then.
Wonderful. That's great to hear. Now you're a senior, been through the program all these years. Let's give us some insight about what you hope to see from yourself and from your senior class. Tell us about that ride.
For us this year, I want us focus on the little things. If we focus on the little things this year and do our job, we can be really good. We can be very good.
Great. That's good. Awesome to hear you say that. We look forward to seeing you on the field. Let's open up our eyes a little bit to some fun things. Music. Do you listen to any music to get ready for a game every night?
Yes, sir. I listen to rap, pop culture rap, and I listen to mostly Migos and Lil Baby.
Okay.
For each game.
Well, very good. We appreciate you taking the time today for us. We'll give you that, yeah. And appreciate all that you do for the program, and know that you'll continue to do great things for us here at Oatman.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's spend a few minutes today talking schedule. Coach, let's give us a big picture overview of the schedule.
Yeah, it's another tough schedule. We feel like, all our non-region opponents are up their classification up. You got 4A Gordo, 4A Curry, and then 5A Cordova. And obviously we feel like our region is very competitive, a lot of parity, a lot of teams that are very similar. And then there's some inside challenges to it with the home and away breakdown. We played 3 straight road games to start the year, got 2 home and then 2 away, and then we close it out with 3 home games. And we'll be excited at that point, but it'll kind of be tough going early trying to battle through those first 3 road games.
Okay, now that we've done that big picture, walk us through week by week what we're looking at.
Yeah, week 0, which is the 20th of August, we play at Gordo, and they'll open up a new stadium with new turf, and there'll be a lot of excitement there. They're defending 4A North champions, defending 4A runner-up. Got a quarterback coming back, Tanner Bailey, that's committed to Oregon. Really good running back, a lot of big physical players, so certainly will be a challenge for us. The following week, we go to Curry, who's got a new coach who's injected a lot of energy and enthusiasm in that program, and they'll certainly be better. They've got an athlete, Colin Page, that's can play anywhere on the field, really good defender, and know they got 2 big old linemen that we'll have trouble with. Week 2, which is September 3rd, we go to Holly Pond to open up region play. Holly Pond will be in year 2 with Coach Moss, so there'll be some development there, some maturation in his system, and they always present some challenges for you because of what they do offensively. They're a little bit double wing, a little bit tight end wing, some big personnel, misdirection type things. So we'll have to play really well on the road for the 3rd game in a row, opening up region. Then the following week we got Winfield at home. But last 2 years those games have come down to 1 score. They beat us 2019 here 2 years ago and beat us 42-35 last year. Those games are always going to come down to 1 play. Okay, so 1 or 2, you're going to have to make those to win the game. Winfield has a lot back. They're loaded. They got all those running backs back, quarterbacks back, all their linemen are back. I know they've gotten a transfer that's a really good player, so they're going to be as good of a team. They're the defending region champs. 2nd round playoff team will be a big challenge for us. Next, we have JB Pennington at home. We host them. If you remember last year's game, we drove down the field in 2 minutes and scored, went for 2, got it tied up, sent it into overtime, ended up winning in overtime at their place. They got the quarterback back from that team. They got a lineman, number 79, that's a really good player. We had a tough time blocking him last year. And then a good linebacker, number 16, that caused us some problems. So JB Pennington's well coached. Will be really be one of those tough games where you're going to have to do everything right to give yourself a chance to win. Then we go into the bye week, and the bye week's real important. Our first year here, we played 10 straight, and we kind of learned from that year that when you play 10 straight, those injuries accumulate and they build up. And the back half of the year, we struggled. And so we really wanted to try to get that bye week in the middle. We'll take a few days off. We'll go back work on the fundamentals, try to get brilliant at the basics, and just kind of spend that time focusing on us. Then we'll go into the second half schedule. We go back on the road to Susan Moore, who's always a tough physical. Coach Lauderdale's teams typically, they were 11-1 2 years ago now. So they've got some players. They were young last year. They'll have them all back. And the brand of football they play is they're going to line up and come right at you and make you defend and tackle. And they try to keep the ball from you, so they limit your possessions, which makes it tough on offense. So be a challenge for us there. Then we go to Carbon Hill, new coach. Coach Cochran's there. So we don't know a lot about what they'll be. Obviously we had tremendous respect for Carbon Hill in the rivalry and kind of one of those inter-county games. Know they got a good back, Devin Daniel, and the quarterback, the Tittle kid's back. So that's a lot of experience they have there. And always you can count on Carbon Hill's going to have some big linemen. Following that, we come back home for homecoming. Vinemont, who beat us in overtime last year. We didn't play our best game up there, didn't coach our best game. They lost some seniors, but Coach Robinson does a fantastic job. They're very similar to Susan Moore. They're going to line up and just punch you and punch you and punch you until you either break or, they're going to keep the ball from you and play keep away. And so, you just can't let that frustrate you. You got to take your shots. You may only get 5 possessions in the game with how they play the style of play. And then we'll have Tarrant. Tarrant didn't play last year, got a new coach, so we don't know anything about them, and it'll be kind of an unknown. Hopefully by that time, we'll have 7-8 films on them and be able to see kind of what we're dealing with. But traditionally, Tarrant always has good athletes and has had some really good teams. So we'll approach that with a mindset that they're going to be like playing the New York Giants. And then we close the year out with a rivalry, Cordova, which, at that point, and it's at home, it's here, week 10. Survival of the fittest. Whoever's still healthy enough to win that game, it's always a battle. It doesn't matter the records, anything like that. So that'll kind of close us out.
All right. Looks like to be an exciting year, great schedule. And remember, whether we're home or away, be sure to support the Wildcats at those games. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watching every weekday this week and support this good program over the next couple of weeks and the rest of the season. Coach?
When's the last time you said go Wildcats?